Mason Mount is now rejecting the new contract after allegations that Liverpool wanted to sign him. Chelsea midfielder Mason Mount's future is now in doubt after the player declined a new contract, according to the Daily Mail. According to the news, talks between the 24-year-old actor and the Blues broke down. The English player turned down the new contract offer as he felt worthless compared to the other players that the top Chelsea players won. Less than 18 months until Mount's deal at Stamford Bridge. And he wants to triple his £80,000 a week salary at the club. Negotiations are expected to resume in the future. But right now Mount's future is in the air. According to The Guardian, late last year, the Reds are keeping a close eye on the midfielder's contract status at Chelsea. As Liverpool shout for midfield reinforcements this summer, signing Mount at a discounted price will do well for Jürgen Klopp. The 24-year-old Blues star made 125 Premier League appearances, where he scored 24 goals and made 27 assists. With this wealth of experience, Mount will be a great asset to the youth coming from Kirkby Academy. Reds midfielder Stefan Bajcetic, for example, recently hailed the English player after playing against Chelsea, describing him as a world-class player. However, the trouble his current club is having will also be prohibitive for Liverpool to strike a deal. The Merseyside outfit has never been one to splash big bucks on highly lucrative contracts. The exception here is Mohamed Salah, who earns £350,000 a week. The Mount won't count anywhere near the level of Salah or Virgil van Dijk in Anfield. This means the Reds will not be willing to beat Chelsea's contract offer. However, of course, the fate of the player in the summer seems to be clear. Mount is very talented and in a time of development. In Klopp's hands, he could turn into a completely different midfielder. Fabrizio Romano has revealed the player Liverpool are interested in. Fabrizio Romano has responded to recent transfer rumours linking Athletic Bilbao's offensive midfielder Oyhan Sansit with Liverpool and Chelsea. The 22-year-old talented player put forward very effective performances in La Liga. And it wouldn't be surprising if a bigger club would arrive soon from elsewhere in Europe. Sansit had an impressive season for Bilbao in La Liga, scoring 7 goals in 20 matches. Sansit, 22, is a regular at Bilbao and can play many roles in the midfield. The Spanish player has played more advanced for Bilbao this season. Because of this, he set an impressive goal record. Liverpool and Chelsea were mentioned as Sansit's fans in a report by Spanish broadcaster Fitches. Then transfer expert Fabrizio Romano shared information on this issue. According to Romano, Athletic is a tough club to negotiate and things will not be easy for the two clubs that are interested. Evaluating Sansit's situation, the reporter said, the stories about Oyhan Sansit are partially true. Both clubs have an interest in the player, but as of now, Liverpool or Chelsea have not made a concrete offer. I think he's a very good player, but the price tag has always been very important to Athletic, so negotiating with them is never easy, he said. Both Chelsea and Liverpool are struggling for the top for this season. So it might be good to look into the transfer market for a talent like Sansit to solve their problems. Having said that, both the Blues and Reds have signed offensive players quite recently. So it's unclear whether they will continue to look for more new additions in this section or whether they will stick with what they have. Liverpool also have midfield problems this season. Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and James Milner's contracts will expire at the end of the season and most current midfielders have failed to perform. With Sansit, Liverpool or Chelsea are looking to recruit an already top performer but also young and open to development. Liverpool found heir to Mohamed Salah. Sooner or later, Liverpool will have to solve the problem of finding Mohamed Salah a suitable heir, or even a replacement option, while playing the Egyptian twilight years. Salah has managed to be an integral part of Liverpool's success over the past few years. But he's just human and sooner or later he's going to start complaining about being the only right winger at Anfield. Of course, Harvey Elliott could potentially play that role. Or Cody Gakpo may be considered there in the future. However, the jury is still open as to where their permanent fixtures will be in this Liverpool team under Jürgen Klopp, and both failed to put forward a performance that suggested they were ready for the role. That's why Liverpool are considering replacing him either in the summer or next January, as Salah will be entering the last 18 months of his current contract and turning 32 during the same year. In this position, Liverpool are considering bringing in a right winger, who is relatively young, who will soon strike his nobility and who can provide protection for Salah as he slowly moves forward to take the reins from the Egyptian. One such player who is an ideal profile for Liverpool and watched by observers is Michael Olise, whom Transfermarkt values at $24 million. The 21-year-old Crystal Palace winger has adjusted well to life in the Premier League after signing for the club last season. He contributed 12 goals in just 64 minutes last season and averaged 0.7 goals per 90 minutes. This season may not be as bright as Olise's numbers have only contributed 6 goals in the Premier League. But that's still not a bad comeback given the context of the second highest number of goals for Crystal Palace, and Palace's only 18 Premier League goals total. Their numbers are still pretty impressive when it comes to Olise's offensive contributions. For example, he is among the top 5 most productive dribbles in the league according to Wiscout. And he averages 7.6 dribbles per 90 minutes, winning 54% of them. This is the third highest success rate among the top 5. He ranks 11th for expected assists and manages to be a key part of Palace's offensive action with an average of 0.3 assists per 90 minutes. Most importantly, Olise is a perfect match for Klopp's gegenpress machine. Someone with an extremely high defense work rate, who has won a large amount of defensive duels. Among his positional peers, Olise is among the top 5 players in the Premier League with 7.2 successful defensive actions per 90 minutes. He also wins an impressive 56% of defensive duels. Palace is not in the upper echelons of the Premier League when it comes to financial strength, and they need to understand that sooner or later they will have to part ways with an entity like Olise. That's why Liverpool follow him closely. He ticks many boxes for the club, and above all he is characterized as a domestic player that will make him an even more valuable commodity. Liverpool's recruiting team continues their plans to attack him when the time is right. Naby Keita is on the verge of Liverpool leaving as free agent. Naby Keita's contract expires in the summer and is now on the verge of leaving as a free agent after spending 5 years at Anfield. The 27-year-old has played in 127 of the 258 possible matches since arriving at Liverpool, and injuries have hampered Jürgen Klopp's midfield progress. His arrival from Leipzig at 2018 was met with great enthusiasm, and a deal was made for his arrival a year ago to thwart other interested suitors. With Liverpool in need of overhauling their midfield, with 3 contracts due this summer and players hopelessly out of shape, there was speculation that Keita could play on the way to a contract. Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg reported that Keita is on the verge of leaving Anfield as a free agent, but with a contract extension unlikely at this stage. The realization of this future will not come as a surprise to any Liverpool fan. Usability is not an asset Keita has to offer. Plettenberg said there are many clubs interested in Keita's services. Keita currently has 11 games this season and missed 19 games at the start of the campaign due to injury. The most games played in a season is 40, and that was last season. So it's absolutely no surprise that Keita and her part ways.